Hello, and welcome to Mindfulness Magic for Kids. Today, we'll talk about mindfulness practices that can lead to fewer meltdowns. Hi, I'm Brooke, a certified educator and librarian turned yoga and mindfulness advocate for humans of all ages. In 2017, I started my journey to become a yoga instructor, discovered mindfulness, and changed my life. I have since completed multiple certifications on how to teach yoga and mindfulness to children. And I started my own nonprofit. So I'm actually out there teaching yoga and mindfulness to children every single week. I've had a lot of practice working with kids as both an educator and a yoga instructor. And I can't wait to share my knowledge with you. If you have any questions after the workshop and you want to connect, you can DM me on Instagram or send me an email to brooke@yogisquad.org. This workshop is for you if you're struggling with big feelings and emotions with your kids and they're draining your energy too. Maybe you're not making meaningful connections with your kids as much as you'd like to, and you just really want to help them when they experience those big feelings and emotions and how to handle them. Maybe meltdowns are testing your limits as a human being. We've all been there, and you haven't found a solution that works consistently. All you want to do is help your kids learn to deal and cope with those big feelings and emotions when they happen. You want to feel like you're more in tune and aligned with your kids, and you want them to feel like that with you too. And most importantly, you want to cultivate calm, confident, kind kids that understand how to self regulate. So, what will you learn today? First, I'll walk you through understanding meltdowns, the science behind why they happen. Next, I'll teach you how to be more mindful during a meltdown. And last, I'll share with you my most favorite mindfulness tool to teach to kids. But before we dive in, I want to share a little bit about my story with you so that you know how I got here and how I learned everything I'm going to share with you today. Like many of you, I am a parent and a teacher, and I have found these to be the two hardest, most difficult, but also rewarding jobs I've ever had in my life. I've been working with kids for almost 2 full decades now. And through that time, I've learned a lot about what practices work and what practices do not work when teaching them. Through the years, I've tested so many different practices, and some of them even worked just fine with most of my kids. But there were still lots of times when I felt like I was failing as a parent or a teacher because I lost my temper and reacted or behaved in a way I wish I hadn't. Many times I have felt overwhelmed by my responsibilities, like I had no drive or ambition left in me. The lack of mental health support in my life was draining me lifeless. Finally got to the point where I realized that if I didn't have energy and positivity for myself, how was I going to have that for my kids? I was feeling stressed out, burnt out, and exhausted all the time. I knew that something had to change. So I started investing in myself and my mental health. I went to yoga school and discovered the practices of mindfulness and meditation, and immediately started sharing with everyone that I could. I felt better and in more control of myself and my decisions than I had in a very long time. And I was better able to help others. I had more of myself to give to my kids and my students. I saw firsthand the magic of the practices that I was teaching, and I knew that I had to share them with as many people as I could. When I started practicing mindfulness with kids, I discovered a lot of cool things. First, these kids were naturals. at mindfulness practices. They came easy to them and they caught on quickly. I also noticed that our days ran so much smoother and with less conflict. I saw how effective the practices were with helping kids understand and respond to their big feelings and emotions. But most of all, I realized how effective these practices were with all kids, especially the ones prone to meltdowns. Now I'm excited to share these magical mindfulness practices with you. Imagine if you could create a routine mindfulness practice with your kids that help you manage all of life's daily challenges. Imagine feeling more connected to your kids and in tune with their needs and having them feel the same for you. Imagine building confidence in your kids, knowing that you're teaching them life-changing practices that they will carry with them for the rest of their lives. So here we are, step 1, understanding meltdowns. First, it's important that you realize that meltdowns are a physiological response to threat and a normal part of child development. Your child feels comfortable expressing their unsafe feelings with you because they trust you. It's our job to have them understand that they are safe in their bodies and that these feelings are okay and normal. They come and they go. When we give kids the time and space to express their strong emotions and feelings, we offer them the opportunity to understand their feelings and let them know that they are still safe so they can learn how to self-regulate. So here are a few things that you do not want to do in a meltdown, even though it's going to be really, really hard. First, don't try to stop it. Let them scream it out. Let them get it out. Second, don't try to separate them or tell them to stop. Remember, your child is expressing these feelings with you because they feel safe with you. If you separate them or you tell them to stop, telling them that they're not safe to have these feelings. The goal is for them to understand the feelings and emotions so they can learn how to recognize them, address them, and self-soothe. So when a meltdown happens, let it happen. Let them know that you see them struggling, and then stop talking. Remember, meltdowns are a normal part of human development. So let's make our responses normal too. In order for us to help regulate a child, we have to be regulated ourselves. This means stopping to take a deep breath, removing yourself from the situation, finding a way to ground and calm yourself before you start to address the child. This is so, so important and also so hard in the heat of the moment. But it's a muscle that when we exercise and practice, it gets stronger and stronger and easier each and every time. The goal here is to model the responses that we want to see in our kids because they will imitate us. So, how do you be more mindful when meltdowns happen? Here are some tips for how to help you and your child regulate strong feelings when they arise. First, get yourself regulated. Stop, take a few deep breaths. Remove yourself from the situation for a moment. Whatever you need to do to feel more grounded and calm before you start interacting with the child. After you feel regulated, get down on their level, their eye level, that is. This will help the situation feel less intimidating for both of you. Next, if they let you, hug or hold them tight. Let them know that you see them struggling and that they are safe. In order for our kids to learn how to self-regulate, they first have to learn how to navigate their own feelings and emotions. If we allow them to have the meltdown Without interfering, they learn to understand the feelings and emotions that they are experiencing, and they learn to calm themselves. With time and consistency, meltdowns will get fewer and farther in between. Allowing the experience of the meltdown teaches the child to be aware and understand their feelings and emotions when they occur, so they learn how to cope with them naturally. Over time, we are setting our kids up for success with these simple skills. So, what do you do after the meltdown? This is our opportunity to build healthy responses and reactions. So, we are building resiliency. First, reconnect with your child. Validate their feelings. Let them know that everyone has these feelings sometimes. They're okay and that they pass. Give them what they need to move on. That doesn't mean giving in to whatever the meltdown was over. That just means giving them what they need to move on from the situation and return to a happy, healthy well-being. Remember, your kids are learning to be calm by watching you be calm when challenges occur. Step 3, my favorite mindfulness tool to share with kids. This is a tool that you'll want to practice often so that they'll learn to use it when they really need it most. This is a mantra meditation. A mantra meditation repeats words or phrases that encourage focus and attention. Peace begins with me is my favorite practice to teach kids. Why? Because it's magic. Not only do the words embody everything that I want them to learn, but I found it's one of the easiest and most effective ways to teach kids to turn in and be more mindful. Are you ready to practice together?
Good day, yogis. Today we are practicing my most favorite meditation in all the universe, the Peace Begins With Me meditation. I learned this meditation from my yoga teacher, Harris Lender. This meditation works because it's an easier way for our brains to learn a single point of focus. That's when we train our brains to focus on only one thing at a time. And that's what meditation is all about. Ready to practice with me? Let's begin by taking our fingers, our thumb and our forefinger together. We're going to rest our palms on the backs of our knees. Now, close your eyes if you want to, or keep them open, and we're going to repeat this phrase over and over again together. Peace begins with me. You can move your fingers for each word, either bringing each finger to the thumb like this, or just bringing your first finger to your thumb as you say the words. Here we go. Peace begins with me. 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 Let's take a moment now to check in with how you feel. It's okay if you don't feel anything at all either. Just take a minute to see if you can find a word to describe what you feel. Keep that word inside your head so you can remember how the Peace Begins With Me meditation made you feel. Try the Peace Begins With Me meditation this week and let me know how it goes. See you next time, yogis. I can't wait to spend another mindful moment with you.
So, you can turn meltdowns into to mindful moments. Be the change you wish to see in your kids and start an empowering a daily mindfulness practice now. Here are all the ways that you'll live better when you implement a daily mindfulness routine with your kids. You'll find more space in your life for connection. You'll feel more energetic and calm. You'll strengthen your relationships with your kids and everyone around you. And you'll set your kids up for future success. It's time to create an empowering mindfulness routine that encourages you and your kids to feel your best, be your best, and live your best lives.